Sometimes I get these things in my head to do with the previous spiritual stuff I used to do quite a bit of. In the days of the light workers, we used to do these meditations. I want to just give you a little synopsis about that. But we used to go on light workers, and we used to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put two little boxes up at the end of the video, this live stream. We'll head a bit so I don't block the boxes. But we used to do these meditations. Now, it was a new experience for me. You have to understand that, first of all. It was very new. I've never had a counselling or education in spiritual meditations or anything. So I was winging it, basically. So last night, when I went to bed, I had all this stuff coming in my head about doing a video talk about everything and about my views about the world and all that shit. And sorry, but I decided no, I won't go there. Let's just do a review on the previous video that I did about Atlantis, about this previous alternative reality, I suppose you could call it, or prior civilization. It's the old civilization, because apparently scientists have started to recognise and started to admit that our planet has been around a lot longer than what most conventional scientists have admitted to. I mean, it's been around billions of years, not millions or thousands. I was looking at this. Well, I still remember doing that video, that adventures, that Atlantis meditation. I still remember it, but vaguely, because it's like over 10 years now since I did it. So anyway, as I said, I'll put the box up at the end, but you can go and watch it. Now, at the time, we had a bunch of us. There was a few of us, and we were all into all the meditation, the healing, and all that stuff. But something happened. There was a bit of a fallout. How do these things happen? It's often because of I don't know, emotions. Certain emotions come into play, and we're talking about either hate, jealousy, whatever, all that stuff, you know, or envy even. I don't know. Well, but anyway, we had a bit of a fallout. There was a lot of conspiracy going around. But anyway, when I did this video, this meditation, which I recorded, and I put it on YouTube, often when you're doing this, you don't realise what you're saying, because it's kind of like channeling. It's not exactly, I wasn't really channeling, because when you're really channeling, like Blossom Goodchild does, it takes her over. She's literally a different personality. Her voice changes, and she's a completely different person, and she's... But I wasn't in that zone. I wasn't as deep as that. I was getting these impressions, these visions, I had my eyes closed when I was doing this, but you didn't see it on camera because my eyes were closed. I mean, and I was seeing all this stuff happening millions of years ago. I don't know the date, because there's no flipping calendar. No, we didn't. I don't suppose we had digital watches back then, so I couldn't see when it was. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going over this stuff, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, cuckoo, you know, I'm having a cuckoo moment. I must have been really out of it. I mean, was I drinking anything at the time? No, I didn't drink. I don't drink. So anyway, then I watched Michael Tessarian the other day. It was just like, for no apparent reason, I'm having a respite. It's Christmas, right? I'm chilling out. I don't want all this clutter in my head. And then I had the dream about my daughter and about potential danger of that wax melt thing catching fire and all that stuff, and loads of weird stuff happening all at once, right, at Christmas, right? And so And I goes and watches that Michael Tessarian video, and he talks about these ancient beings. He talks about the women who used to manipulate the men, how they used to lie to the men, and they used to claim that the women were carrying a child that was given to them by God, and that the father was not the man who said, "Is that my child?" They would lie to him and say, "No, it's not. It was given to me. I was lying on a stone. I was on a rock, and all of a sudden I was pregnant." All that stuff. But it's just blowing you away listening to all this stuff. You know, it's just crazy, right? And I'm listening to it, and I'm thinking, oh my God. And then he goes on about the magicians, or these people in the past who had these magical abilities. They had these manifestations. They could create things just by thought and all that sort of thing. And they had these magical staffs and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, it's... and then I have to question myself. I'm thinking, did I hear this before I actually did that Atlantis video? You know, the visions of alternative reality. Did I know about this before then? Or is it subliminal? Is it subconscious because of watching all these fantasy movies? Is it because of that? I don't know. All I know is that maybe a lot of the mythology that we hear about is based on fact. A lot of it is has elements of truth in it, but we can't take all of it at face value. So some of it is illusionary, or it's a manipulation. It's to manipulate us into thinking a certain way, so that our perspective on the world becomes distorted. So we don't really see the world the way it really is. We see the world the way they want us to see it, right? So okay, we all go through these moments in our life where we question things, and then you realise that when you're at school, when you're a child, question, it's because you're seeing something that you're not supposed to see, right? So that's the teachers, our teachers, they get angry, not so much with us, but with themselves, because they're failing to condition us into a certain way of thinking, right? So we're not thinking in the way that they want us to think. So this is what we're living in. This world is a mind game. It's a flipping mind warp, right? And it's been happening a very long time. So, and Michael Tessarian is talking about this genetic manipulation. I've just got this video at the moment. I'm watching this with this Fallen Angels and the Underground World, Michael Tessarian and Truth Warrior, August 2020. This is 2 years ago. I'll stick a blurb at the end of this live stream, because I can't do it while I'm live streaming because it's not processed, you know what I mean? So I've got to stick the box at the end after I've finished the live stream. I'll also stick a bit... this is a different video though, not the one I watched before about the magicians. I'll have to go and find that link as well and see if I can stick 3 video boxes up there, so you could have it. You can pick and choose what you want to watch. But I actually emailed Michael Tessarian. I've actually sent him an email because I need validation. I need to get some validation, I mean, for this, because I did this Visions of Atlantis thing. I think it was 2010. And I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to figure this out. Did I do that video after he talked about... Did I see a video that he talked about the magicians and the people that created things out of just pure thought? Did he actually talk about that? Did somebody else talk about that? I don't know. So I emailed him and I explained to him my predicament that I'm in, right? And I'm sure there's other people who are in the same predicament, right? About we have these dreams and we try to make sense of dreams. Now, what kind of stirred things up with me a little bit was the fact that I had this dream about my daughter being in danger, and this phone call I got, which is in the previous video, which was real, because there was a danger there. There was a real danger there, and I've got this premonition, right? Now, in the past, I've had these other premonitions. I've had premonitions when I talked about this before, about this little TV, this little colour TV before it. I'm talking about the 1970s, right? Oh, a minute, let me grab it for a minute. So, so in the 1970s, we had these valve TVs, right? You had to wait for them to warm up. You would switch them on and it'd be like, what, 30 seconds, 40 seconds before they'd actually warm up, before you could get a picture, and they were black and white. This is what we had, black and white TV. Back then I had this dream about this colour TV. I could hold it in my hand, like that. Tiny little thing, you could hold it in your hand, right? This is a real TV, but it doesn't work obviously because they don't broadcast on analog anymore. But it was for that. It was for the camera. It's for my video camera. I actually had a dream about this thing in the 1970s, and I didn't buy this until 1992. I know that because that's the year I got married, and that's when I needed it. So let me think, 70. I don't know exactly what year it was. It might have been 1976, 77 or something like that. But we're talking about over 30 years. I had this freaking dream, right? And when I picked this up, when I went to the shop and I picked it up, I went to the shop when I got this, because we didn't get it off the internet. I got it from a shop, camera shop. And as soon as I picked this up, it was like deja vu. It was massive deja vu. I'm thinking, holy shit, you know? It's like it just hit you in the face. I'm thinking, because I've got it, I switched it on and I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, oh my God, I dreamt about this moment. I saw this moment. This is exactly what I saw, you know, in that dream. I'm thinking, oh, hello, it's nice to see you in colour, you know. But anyway, these are weird things that's happened to me. But I'm sure you've had experiences. You might have done, but you push them off. You just dismiss them as silly dreams or imagination. Or a lot of us do that. We do dismiss a lot of this stuff, and we just think, nah, it's not real, you know, it's just a dream, it's our imagination playing tricks with us. But then something happens in your life, something happens that's so what's the word? It's so big, you just can't dismiss it anymore, you know what I mean? So, this thing still works, but it just doesn't pick anything up because there's nothing to pick up, right? Anyway, I'm distracted. I'm going off a tangent. So, the alternative, the visions of Atlantis. What I previously saw was all these little groups of people. There was like, can I still see it? I'm just gonna look. 6 people on a mountain. I can still see it when I shut my eyes. I can count the people there. There was like 6 people in a circle. They used to sit on the top of these little mountains or these little hills, and they used to manifest, and they were all dressed in white robes. I think it was right. You have to go and check the video when I stick it on the end of here. And they were all dressed in these white gowns and that, and they would all be focused. And in the centre, they would manifest things. They would create things by thought. Now, am I delusional? I don't know. But there was lots of these little hills, and they were all in a big circle. The actual hills that they were sitting on were in a circle, and then, so it was like a big circle. And each one of these little Mars was a circle, so there were circles inside circles, and there was like a big temple or something in the middle. But we're looking at a time when we didn't have machines. They didn't need machines. The genetic code was different. It was able to. They had the ability of, what's the word? Transmigration, is it? Or when you convert energy into matter. I don't know what that word is. So you know, when we burn things, we still have all the infrastructure around us that we can destroy something, we can burn it, and it turns into a gas or smoke or whatever, right? But they had the ability to do the opposite of that, which was to basically take gases and form solid objects. So think about it in that term. That it's just mind-boggling. It's really blows you away when you think about it. But they had some ability that we don't have anymore, and apparently it's because it's been genetically all removed from us because we were too powerful, and apparently there's too many gods. I think that's the word. There was too many gods, right? That is probably the right word, because we were all basically humanity was basically all like godlike, and it got out of control, and the world was destroyed because of it, right? And then some being came down and altered it all and made it so that there was only 2 or 3 gods left or something, or maybe 5 gods or something. So we all ended up disempowered and just mortals. So we became more mortal, whereas there was the immortals. So there was a divide or something that happened. But I'm just... what I do is... this is what of his he's been solid research. I don't believe he's psychic. I don't know if he's psychic or not, but he's been collating all this evidence into his books, and apparently his books are editable, which means that they're digital, and as he gets new information, he can update them in real time, so you get the latest. I've always got the latest version of his book, and which is brilliant. I mean, it's much better than a book that you buy and you can't do anything with it once it's been printed. It's a cool thing to do. So there's just such a lot of stuff that's going on lately in my head to do with all this weird stuff, and I'm trying to figure it out. Am I supposed to be doing something else? I'm still doing my research into the free energy, but what's the point if we're going to get blown up by a new customer? You know what I mean? I'm thinking maybe I should cover this again, because I mean it's 10 years ago, but maybe I should just go over it a little bit, because it's what you need to do. Information and need is a sign. That's all. If you want to go and look at it, but if you don't want to look at it, then that's fine too, because we're not all ready. We're not all ready for that kind of awakening. So anyway, thanks for watching. I think I'll cut it off here. I've been talking waffling for 20 minutes nearly. Right, we'll see you later, and have a really great new year, and have fun. I'll go and edit this live stream on my computer now.